Paris is the cultural capital of Europe and possibly the world. Whether sunshine is sparkling on the cafe terraces or sadness mists of the Seine River, Paris has a way of romancing visitors. It boasts rich culture and art, both in museums and galleries, as well as on streets and in theaters. There are wide avenues and narrow cobbled streets where a new gem waits for travelers around every corner. While visiting, don't forget to enjoy life, discover what makes a city so alluring, and learn about the fascinating places to explore on our list. Number 5. The Louvre Museum. The Louvre is the world's largest art museum. Elegant and lavish in style, the French Museum of Louvre is a landmark monument in the city. The building was once the home of French kings, including Louis XIV. During the French Revolution in the 18th century, the Louvre was converted to a museum. It is housed in the Louvre Palace on the banks of the Seine, and most impressive art collections in the departments of Egyptian antiques, Greek Etruscan, Roman antiques, Islamic art, sculptures, decorative arts, and paintings, with the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci as the most famous exhibit. The Louvre contains about 75,000 paintings, of which about 66% are by French artists. It is massive and you could spend days here. It is best seen at sunset when candy colors dance across the sky. From the iconic Mona Lisa and her enigmatic smile to the modern glass pyramid in the courtyard, the Louvre Museum is famous for both past and present. Number 4. The Catacombs of Paris. Paris is filled with incredible sightseeing objectives. Although Paris is considered to be the city of love, it has a horrifying macabre spot, the Catacombs of Paris. Back in the mid-18th century, the city of Paris faced a gruesome and real issue of overflowing cemeteries. So, feeling the sense of urgency, Parisians decided to create an ossuary underneath the city, in endless tunnels of Paris's former mines. The head of the Paris Mine Inspection Service at the time, Louis-Étienne Ercart-Eturi, came up with the idea of turning the place into a mausoleum. It is the only ossuary in the world that contains the skeletons of over 6 million people. Each skull and bone were placed on top of others, resulting in walls covered in human remains. There are displayed certain minerals found over the years under Paris, as well as tablets with various inscriptions regarding the ossuary. Ever since 1787, when the Count of Artois, the first noble visitor, entered these mysterious tunnels, the Catacombs of Paris have been a popular sightseeing spot. Number 3. The Cathedral of Notre-Dame. Notre-Dame de Paris is the cathedral of the Catholic Archdiocese of Paris, located on the Ile de la Cité, which was brought to life by Victor Hugo and is forever associated with the fictional character, the legendary Quasimodo. It is regarded as one of the finest monuments of Gothic French architecture. Its sculptures and stained glass contrast with the Romanesque style. The western facade, with 2 large rose windows of 13 meters diameter, dominates the square place Jean Paul II. The cathedral is not just a tourist attraction, but is first and foremost a Catholic place of worship. Notre-Dame de Paris Cathedral is the most visited monument in Paris. You can access and go up to the 2 towers, where you get a magnificent view of the entire French capital. You will cross statues and evil beasts. There is a lot to see and absorb. Its history, architecture, art crafts, theology, and the audio gives a much-needed sense of direction and context. The iconic architecture is worth a visit, especially in the evening, once it's all lit up. There is always a lively scene of street performers and souvenir sellers in the square. Number 2. The Seine River. The Seine River, which runs through the center of Paris, is uniquely elegant and romantic. It's a 776-kilometer French river that flows through the heart of Paris and then northward into the English Channel. The Seine has been the hub of Paris in France since the Middle Ages. Paris has developed itself for 2,000 years on the banks of the Seine River. It is spanned by 37 bridges, including 4-foot bridges. The banks of the river in Paris are all by means one of the greatest urban landscapes in the world. You will best discover this landscape on a cruise or walking. The river and the quays are an enchantment. Many top sights can be seen from the river, from east to west. In the morning, the golden splashing Seine River shimmering against its banks in sunlight, and at night with street lamps that sparkle like diamonds on the surface of the water. The gently flowing waterway, which has long captured the world's imagination as one of its most romantic and inspiring rivers. Number 1. The Eiffel Tower. One of the most famous landmarks in the world, the Eiffel Tower, La Tour Eiffel, symbolizes Paris. Originally intended as a temporary exhibit, the Eiffel Tower was almost torn down and scrapped in 1909. City officials opted to save it after recognizing its value as a radio telegraph station. Now, one of the most recognizable structures on the planet, the Eiffel Tower underwent a major facelift in 1986 and is repainted every 7 years. The masterpiece of architecture soars to a height of 324 meters. A feat of creativity, the structure of 18,000 iron parts is held together by 2.5 million rivets. Because the weight of the tower is so well distributed throughout the framework, the curved base succeeds at securing the structure even in extreme winds. The gigantic pillars provide a striking first impression. They are much larger than one would expect and are spacious enough to hold ticket offices, staircases, and elevators. The gardens around Eiffel Tower have lush greenery and a cafeteria too, where visitors can grab snacks or have a casual meal before exploring the Eiffel Tower. In the evening, the Eiffel Tower is among the most magical places to visit in Paris. It welcomes an estimated 7 million people every year. The tower has featured a dazzling light show that is superimposed on the golden lighting. Every night, sparkling lights glitter for 5 minutes. The graceful tower is also known as the Iron Lady. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time.